Next up, we've got Loren Bough, longtime Big Sky local. He is the vice president of the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation, which helped establish the fund called Big Sky Relief Fund. And he also sits as the chair of the Big Sky School District. Loren, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Eric.
Excellent. I'd like to kind of cover two different segments today. We'll start with the Big Sky Relief Fund, and then we'll maybe close with the Big Sky School District, both of which are integral parts. And can you describe a little bit to the audience on how the Big Sky Relief Fund came to be and the intention of the fund?
Sure. The Big Sky Relief Fund is it's simply the idea that our community, if we rally together, we're stronger together. And there's been some great leadership from the Resort Tax Board with Kevin Germain, and also with Spanish Peaks Community Foundation, John Haas, Moonlight Community Foundation with Heather and Anya and Larry Landry, and then the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation. We just think it's going to be a lot easier for our community if there's one website that has one place for applications, one place to make donations, and one place to collect information.
Excellent. Are funds available now? And if so, how do folks apply and who qualifies?
Is that coming through?
All right. I think we got you back there, Loren.
Sorry, did I disappear?
That's all right. We just had a little glitch in the matrix there. Are funds available now, and how do folks apply and who qualifies?
Sure. So I think that, listen, we've got really two fundamental goals with Big Sky Relief. One is we have a great medical system here in the community, and how can we support it and make it better? And that's one of the things we've done. We've purchased ventilators, we've expanded rooms. We even just can announce right now that we've got a partnership with Sims, where Sims is going to make surgical gowns for Bozeman Health. You can't buy them anymore, and they're going to make reusable ones. And that's a fantastic partnership we have going. Second thing is we're just helping individual families who suffered a loss. We want to keep these families and these individuals living here in Big Sky. Monies are available. We go live with the website tomorrow. We've raised over $1 million for Big Sky Relief, just that will be available for the individuals and families. There's another $1 million that'll be available primarily to help the medical center, primarily to make sure that we can offer as much medical care and support our medical heroes in the community with the funds they need.
Excellent. Does the fund need more support? And if so, how can people bring support to you?
Sure. Well, let's try and see if the technology works here. But if you go to this website, I hope everyone can see that. Right on there, that's the main landing page. There's a donate portion. You see we're set up, we're live to go. You can make a donation, anybody in the community can. And there's also a request funds site, which is listed on top. So again, we intend to go live with all of that tomorrow. And those applications will be reviewed probably in the next 2 weeks. Again, tremendous pulling together of leadership, that we've got an advisory board that will make those grants, and they come from Resort Tax, from Moonlight Community Foundation, from Yellowstone Club, and also from Spanish Peaks.
Excellent. Well, that's a great kickstart to that. And that recent survey that we did at Explore Big Sky, the respondents said that 76% of them were concerned about mental health. Can you talk about a little bit about your group's approach to this, or how it's being addressed from the community's standpoint?
Sure, thank you, Eric. We are very concerned about mental health. We're concerned. Mental health was a focus for the community a month ago, which now seems like almost a year ago in terms of what we've been through. And we think it'll be worse as people lose their jobs, as they're forced to stay home. There's more family stress. And there's more stress on the individuals. So we've dedicated some line items, at least $100,000 towards how can we improve mental health, kind of right now. And I know that there's been some progress on that through WIA and with some of the Resort Tax dollars, but we think that there'll be more funds needed. Effectively that means bringing counselors to Big Sky, and that might be the same way we're doing it here on Zoom or telemedicine. So that won't necessarily be a specific part of the application, but we think we have funds available for our partners in the community. One aspect of this is funding getting money to individuals to keep them in the community. The other aspect of Big Sky Relief is getting money to the other 501c3s that are doing this kind of work in the community. So we definitely will focus on their needs.
Excellent. For those that want to get involved but might not be able to make a financial contribution, is there a volunteer need in the community, or how is that effort going to be organized?
Yeah, the volunteer effort's being organized on that same website, bigskyrelief.org. You can go there, and if you have needs, you can make a request. But if you have time to volunteer, that'll be the home site for making those connections.
Excellent. Joe, why don't I jump over to you? If you've got, maybe we'll stay on Big Sky Relief now, and then we'll jump to the school after that. Joe, you're muted. Okay. Loren, maybe oh, there we go.
All right, here we go. Sorry about that. We understand, through the Big Sky Relief effort, the effort you all are putting forth, and it's very much appreciated as a community. What can we as a community do to ensure that our nonprofits survive? Such an essential part of the community as a whole. Anything that you would suggest that those entities can do?
Well, I think one of the things we can do is that we're planning for the long term here. I mean, this is we've got well over $1 million we've already allocated to this, and we're going to be responsive to those organizations in need. We expect that there'll be some reduced funding for 501c3s as a result of people putting dollars towards the medical needs of the community. So we intend to be receptive to that. I think one of the things we can do is, as Gary mentioned earlier, when we have conversations with our representatives, with Senator Daines or the other people who are engaging with the community, the 501c3s are left out on some of the unemployment benefits. They've been left out on some of the other criteria that where there's federal support. And so, I think just highlighting those issues so that we can keep them healthy is probably the best we can do right now.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for that. Eric, did you want to touch on some school questions or like?
Yeah, absolutely, Loren. How is the school district doing right now? With the switch to online, maybe give some of the viewers some highlights on how the district's holding up and the teachers, and are there any needs out there?
Sure, thank you. We are super fortunate. The Big Sky School District. We're now in our 3rd week of virtual classroom. The virtual classroom means the students are. Attendance is being taken at 8:30 in the morning, and they're released from their virtual classrooms at 3:30. We're probably the only school in the state, the only public school in the state to have accomplished that in that first 48-hour period. So as Gary mentioned earlier, education is going to change as a result of this. One of the surprises, we're actually seeing somewhat higher attendance. We're seeing fewer kids not participating. We're well over 90% participation. It's a trial and error. We're now week 3. There's a little bit more monotony for some of the students. We're going to try and be a little bit more creative about some of the platforms that we use to deliver it to the students. But it's probably been the biggest bright spot of the community, is the way that the school has been able to step in. We're getting a lot of very encouraging words from parents who are just pleased that their kids feel like they have a purpose. They're on track for graduation. They're on track for, it might be a virtual graduation, but they're on track to earn their diploma, and they're on track to make the necessary progress for advancement in the school years. We do have some technology needs. I think we've been lucky. Three Rivers has agreed to increase the Wi-Fi speed for any family who needs it. We've been practicing this for 5 years, going one-to-one with devices. So every child in the school has a device at home that they can use. That makes us very fortunate compared to the other districts in Montana. But we're looking at probably some technology needs to boost our capacity.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on getting everybody online in 48 hours. I've heard some great feedback. And how are the teachers holding up?
Teachers are holding up okay. I think it's been a bit of a challenge for them as well to not be able to see the student interactions with the same immediacy they have in the classroom. But as Gary mentioned, this is the future. More and more platform delivery, online virtual delivery is the way of the future. So while there's some adjustment processes, I think they're kind of proud that they were able to do it as quickly as they have, and they really feel that they're the cutting edge of education. We've gone out to the rest of the state and offered to kind of do some virtual a virtual lab for other schools to show them what we find is working and what's not working. And, you know, I think that gives them a good sense of ownership and empowerment about how education is moving forward here in the state of Montana and globally.
Excellent. Well, thank you once again, Loren. Appreciate all the great work with the Big Sky relief effort. That was awesome to see that come up so quickly. And once again, thank you for all your work with the school as well. So thank you for coming here today.
Just want to end with a big thank you to Spanish Peaks, Moonlight, Community Foundations. They've really been great about stepping up and getting dollars into Big Sky Relief. Excellent. Yeah, and to remind everybody, that seed capital for Big Sky Relief did come from Yellowstone Club, Moonlight, and Spanish Peaks, as well as the Resort Tax District. So that was a huge jump start to that. So thank you, Loren.
Hey, Eric. You know, I've got one more question here that I think is interesting from our audience. If I could jump in real quick. Loren, I was wondering if you could explain if and how the Big Sky Relief Funds are going to be made available to businesses as well as individual families.
Sure. So, you know, most of the, I think as an operating, functioning business, a lot of that will be directed towards Candace. You know, when we look at the organizations we're going to help, it'll primarily be the 501c3s. Now, there's a distinction there. If you're the owner of a business and the business is really suffering, you know, I think we're going to qualify you as an individual and find a way to make that work. And all of that kind of information will be live on the website tomorrow. In terms of the kind of the criteria that you need to meet to apply. But yeah, there'll be a crossover there on individuals and businesses.
Got it. Great. Well, thanks again for your time, Loren. Appreciate it.